What's up, America? Are prices coming down under Donald Trump? Well, now we actually have research from about 200 different communities that show whether prices are coming down or not. So let's talk about some specific categories and see if prices have decreased, increased, or stayed the same since Donald Trump's been president. So before I begin, overall, we're seeing prices decrease somewhat in rural communities, staying about level in suburban communities, and even slight increases in urban communities. But that's not the entire case. So let's start, shall we? On average, gas prices nationwide have decreased about 2.5%, down as much as 15 to 20% in rural communities, negligible in suburban communities, and even up 1 or 2% in urban communities. Same with prices for food. We have about an 8 to 10% decrease in rural communities. We have about a 2 to 3% decrease in suburban communities, and in urban communities, somewhat negligible. Housing prices are different. Housing prices have decreased about 2 to 3%, with most of the housing price drop coming from urban communities in major cities. While suburban communities' prices have actually slightly increased on average, but rural prices have decreased. Vacation and entertainment remains about 15 to 20% higher in the last 2 years and has not come down regardless of the community. Rent prices, regardless of where you're at, continue to increase. Car prices have come down about 4% on average across the board, although used car prices are still up about 6%. Vitamin prices at the grocery store have increased quite a bit, upwards of 20% or more depending on where you live. Things like furniture prices and household goods have remained stagnant. Now, of course, as you know, this is before tariffs or anything like that. And that includes tables, couches, beds, etc. The price of building goods has maintained their high price. As you know, things like lumber and shit like that went double over Joe Biden or during Joe Biden. Postal expense prices tend to be up, still about 5 to 7% higher under Donald Trump. The price of pew-pews with their associated freedom seeds continues to increase as well. The price of car parts is generally up about 3 to 5% since Trump has taken office. Clothing prices have stagnated but have not come down. The price for car repair and maintenance has increased about 15 to 20%. Same with the cost of hair care and beauty products. That's gone up about 15%. Now that's the list we have so far on pricing. So far under Donald Trump, we pretty much have an even keel situation. So like I said, gas prices are decreasing if you're in the South and the coastal states like the Gulf Shores and Texas. But the West, the Midwest, and New England are still suffering with high prices for that. And as I said, generally prices are coming down slowly in rural areas. They're staying about the same in suburban areas and even slightly increasing in some major urban centers. So in my opinion, this is not fast enough and we need to start bringing prices down across the board one way or another.